Big exciting news to start your evening, or depending on when YouTube is back to normal, maybe the morning. As $200 a month, $2,400 could be coming to SSI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans. And to make this even clearer, because apparently it wasn't clear earlier, on Wednesday, it could start this year and continue as late as the end of 2021. So we're not waiting to 2021. This is incredible, great news. Upwards of $4,000 for people on SSI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. And it gets better. The remainder of that $10,000 EIDL grant could be coming to you if you never got it. And you could also be getting hazard pay. And you could also be getting a stimulus check. All this and more. But do you want to choose what's behind curtain number one? Instead, this is an incredible broadcast of Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm here, you're here, but I don't know if you see this video. Last night, there was, or tonight, or whenever you're watching this video, there was an outage on YouTube. And you're wondering why there was an outage on YouTube? Here are the three reasons why there was an outage on YouTube. One, Nancy Pelosi plugged her blow dryer. You know, it's that blow dryer's industrial strength, blew the power. Two, Sirloin tripped over the power cord. Or three, Mitch didn't want to pay the electric bill. So I'm so glad you joined me. It's a great night. It's here on in Los Angeles Wednesday night, and depending on when YouTube is restored, you'll either see this video tonight or see it the next morning. But it's incredible, great news. Finally, the money that you've been asking for could be coming to you under the Biden plan. This is incredible news for second stimulus, third stimulus, SSI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. It's nights like this that you have to really be subscribed. As soon as there was an outage, I actually went on the community page of this channel because that was actually the only thing that was working. It was the textual typing of words. I said, hey, there's an outage. And people were like, thank God you told me. I didn't know what was going on. It was not very clear because you could start to see a video and then it would fall apart, sort of like a bad hairstyle. But anyway, also like this video because, you know, who's going to be... Who's going to be with you? Power outage or no power outage? All right. In this video, I'll be going over that $200 a month, $2,400 SSI Social Security benefits payment under the Biden plan could be upwards of $4,000. Will not wait to 2021 to start. Thank you. All that confusion. I would go into the remainder of the EIDL grant that could be coming to you. That's back pay. Oh my God. And then hazard pay if I have time for that as well. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news tonight is that millions of Americans are wanting relief from this pandemic, and those include people on SSI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans, and people on any type of disability benefits. And during the pandemic's earliest weeks, Elizabeth Warren, the Democrat out of Massachusetts, the senator, proposed a plan that has now been adopted by Joe Biden. The plan suggests that the relief needs to be given because of a series of reasons. One, those people were in some regards left out of the first stimulus package. Two, they're most economically impacted by this pandemic. Three, they can get the relief faster than anyone else because they're already set up on electronic or direct monthly payment means with their payee or payor, and so they can get this money very quickly. How much is this? It's $200 a month. $200 a month. $2,400 if we're talking about the year 2021, but we're not talking about waiting to the year 2021. People saw my calculation and immediately did the reverse calculate, and they're like, oh, 12 divided by 224. He means I have to wait to January. I didn't say you have to wait for January. And then they took that to mean that the stimulus check, you gotta wait till January for the stimulus check. I didn't say that either. I'm saying what the bill suggests is it would go to the end of 2021. This is November. That's 14 months. That's not 12 months. But that's the way the bill is proposed by Joe Biden. It's absolutely categorically incredible. And you need it. And this would not replace your stimulus check. You would not replace your stimulus check. It would not go into 2022. I've seen all very strange questions about this. It's just it would not allow you to climb tall mountains. Or teleport to the future. But if you want to ask that question, I could certainly answer it. So this is incredible, great news. The Biden Emergency Action Plan to save the U.S. economy was one of the details that really explained it quite well to the American people. It would increase Social Security checks by $200 a month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and Senator Warren. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. So this would basically say, hey, we're going to add $200 to your existing benefits, not a total of $200, add $200, and it would continue for at least the end of 2021. His plan also provides for additional checks for families should conditions require. Did you hear that word? Additional checks? Additional checks as so require. Multiple stimulus checks, hashtag MSC. Joe, can you say that while wearing a purple tie? I mean, I would really appreciate that. Forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person for federal home loans and provide emergency sick leave. Also, financial stress relief for people who are frontline workers. More about that in a second. That's hazard pay. Boy, I mean, this is so exciting. Let me go to Senator Warren's statements about this subject. I'm going a little bit out of order. But Senator Warren spoke about the need to get this out. She said that increasing Social Security benefits is the quickest way to get money out to the door during an economic crisis. Right now, Americans are feeling a public health crisis and an economic crisis, a special risk for older Americans and people with underlying health conditions. This is why we're pushing to include in Congress's next stimulus package a $200 increase in the monthly benefits for all Social Security veterans and Social Security and SSI beneficiaries through the end of 2021. Repeat again. I didn't say it starts in 2021. I said it ends in 2021. I know someone's going to say, does this mean I have to wait to January? I just didn't say start. You have to wait to January. This would put $4,000 in the pocket of seniors with disabilities who have earned this benefit by contributing to Social Security with every paycheck. This is incredible, great news. Our proposal ensures that benefits do not end up kicking Social Security recipients off critical assistance programs during this crisis. Those who are more better way off. So I think I got those questions also. If you got this, do you disqualify? No, stop. Every time there's good news, there's always someone that has negative concerns about something. That's really good, but that's really good, but that's really good. Just enjoy the good news. There's no aftertaste to this news that's bad. It's all really good. So that is SSI. I mean, it's just incredibly important. Part of the Biden action plan, and then part of the Warren Wyden plan announced during the campaign that Biden co-signed. Then we go to hazard pay. Oh my God, this is just so exciting. So who are the hazard payees? Who qualifies for hazard pay? How much is it and how does it work? Let me go over that right now. After this, I'll be going, oh my God, presuming I don't lose the rest of the script. After this, I will go over the remainder of the EIDL grant. Be right back. Okay. That's live TV. No, it's tape TV. Hazard pay. First responders qualify. Healthcare qualifies. Grocery qualifies. Restaurants qualify. Food production, transportation, warehouses, cleaning and maintenance, news media, government employees deemed essential, education, laundry, elections, hazardous materials, disinfecting services, clinical research for COVID, mortuary services, physical therapy, dentistry, U.S. Postal postal services, and lodging used for containment and mitigation. That means if your hotel housed people for purposes of COVID-19 containment issues, like in Los Angeles, they had some hotels house people who were homeless so that they were not inflicted with the disease, the virus. This qualifies. So people who said, I worked in a hotel during the pandemic and the hotel charges $400 a night. Can I get hazard pay? No, that's not hazard pay. That's just glamorous pay. Yeah, $400 a night. So when you hear about any of those categories, it's everyone in those categories. So you don't need to ask me, restaurant, but in the restaurant, I was only doing this. No. Everyone in the restaurant. Then they'll say, well, it's McDonald's. That's restaurant. Well, it's a taco stand. It's a restaurant. Everything's a restaurant. It's a restaurant. Grocery stores. But, we don't sell lettuce. We only sell cabbage. It's just, you're covered. And then transportation, which includes drivers, airplane mechanics, and dock workers. Then they'll say, but I was a truck driver. I said drivers. It's usually the people that don't hear something in that list to try to figure out where they fit. And that's what you got to do. I mean, you have to sort of figure out, where do you fit? Warehouses, yes, considered. So you may slide into warehouses. Cleaning and maintenance, I hear a lot of people try and slide in that category. Maybe it'll work. And it's really incredible, great news. Then, how do you calculate it? It's $13 an hour for each hour you worked from January 27th of this year until 60 days after the last date of the pandemic. Well, that's about April next year. So May, June. So it's January to about June of next year, approximately. The maximum payout for workers is $10,000 if you made over a certain amount of income last year. I heard it's $100,000, but this note here says it's $200,000. And for employees who are higher paid, the maximum payout is $5,000. This is incredible, great news. And we're not done with the great news. The remainder of the EIDL grant, my God. It's an evening. It's back when I would have done all the EIDL recordings in the summer when it wasn't dark outside, with the change of time. I would be doing the EIDL grant. I'd be going through your 200 comments. It's just like old time's sake. And I would just say, hey, this is what you do to get the EIDL. Someone will say, how about my FICO score? I'm like, please stop with the FICO score. Well, here's the great news. And that's this. Can you see it? There we go. U.S. Senate stationery. It's not my letter. Unless you want to write me in there. Washington, D.C., that's where they were. And it's from May, but it's a letter to the Honorable Jovita Carranza. People would always laugh when I call her the Honorable. And they're like, she's not very honorable. Well, the Honorable Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, somewhere they're honorable. So it was a letter written by Chuck Schumer and basically said, where the hell's the remainder of the $10,000 grant? Where the hell's the remainder of the $10,000 grant? I mean, where is it? You need to pay it. Well, the great news is that Jovita Carranza and her scars will be gone in January. She will not be back. And so who will be replacing her? No, it's not me. I'm not doing that job. Sorry, I'm just not. I've seen the scars from the last lifetime. But someone else will be in there. It will not be Kimberly Butler with, change the policy every day, Kimberly Butler. And so there is the belief currently that the person who comes in there is going to take the files and say, wait a second, I have all these people from March and April, May of 2020. They got $1,000. They're owed $10,000. Send them out the $9,000. They're owed the remainder of the $10,000 grant. There's a real belief that's going to happen because there's this letter and nearly half a dozen other letters, which I've detailed on the channel. That was always, with the image of the video would have like a picture of a letter in the corner, and then Jovita would be like shocked in the corner of her face. There's like a half a dozen letters say pay the remainder of the grant, signed Senator. And Senator VP-elect Harris was on one or more of those letters. Chuck Schumer's on this letter, along with other people, and says, hey, you got to pay the remainder of the $10,000 grant. Yet SBA made the decision to cap grants at $1,000 per employee. They're severely reducing the number of businesses that could receive the full $10,000 prescribed by Congress and limited how effective the grants could be. It's incredible. And then we request an immediate reversal of SBA's recent policy to limit EIDL loans to $150,000. I mean, that was in May. I think they're now limiting them even lower than that. We also request SBA open the program up. If SBA is concerned about opening EIDL due to lack of funds, the administration should send Congress a request for fund level that they need to do so. If you're an OG of this channel, this is not a new subject. When Javier Carranza appeared before Congress, she was asked by a subcommittee in which Marco Rubio chairs, but doesn't do much of anything except, sit in the chair. She was asked, well, if you needed more money, why don't you come and get more money from us? Javier, if you needed more money for grants, why don't you come from us? Well, I'm almost done. That's the question. And ultimately what she did was she went back home or back to her office. And at that point, she reopened EIDL grant to new applicants and gave them all $1,000 rather than going back to the pre-existing applicants from March to, about May and pay them the remaining $9,000 they're owed. And she reopened EIDL loans and gave people small, really small loans. I mean, they're smaller than, they're shorter than Marco Rubio. Really small loans, and those loans, people are like, wait a second, I qualify under your calculation for a bigger loan. She didn't do it. And so now we have all this incredible renewed optimism tonight. We have the $200 a month for SSI and Social Security benefits that over next year, not excluding this year, of course, I say it again, that would be $2,400. You have hazard pay, that could be thousands of dollars in your bank account. And we have the remainder of the EIDL grant, which is unpaid. It's all categorically great news. And you see why we stay focused, we stay motivated, we stay informed. It's the only hope is that Mitch pays the YouTube electricity bill, which apparently he has not. So I hope you had a wonderful day. If you're watching this, if this video goes live on Thursday, it goes live on Wednesday, I have no idea. But go to the folks channel, subscribe because we can get through this together. Also like this video. Coming up next is something else. That's the easy way to cover it. Coming up is something else. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, SAFLA for more.